This man made one fatal mistake with a woman, and it destroyed him. You won't believe what happened next. Stick around because the number one error he made, you're probably doing it right now, without even realizing. This isn't just a story, it's a warning. Don't end up like him. There once was a man who chased shadows, not because he feared the light, but because he mistook illusion for destiny. Every afternoon, like clockwork, he wandered the park, not for the fresh air, not for the bird song, but for her, a woman draped in simplicity, absorbed in a paperback world he could never enter. Day after day, he admired from a distance, his courage shackled by doubt. He rehearsed greetings in his head, imagined infinite outcomes. But when the moment came, he sat still, like a statue honoring regret. She would eventually close her book and drift away, unaware of the silent war he fought behind his shy glances. But persistence is a dangerous friend. It whispers promises in your ear while sharpening the blade of disappointment behind your back. He returned, again, and again, and again. He finally spoke, words jagged, anxious, and trembling like a paper ship caught in a storm. She smiled, politely, and the chase began. They met again, briefly. Exchanges were shallow, but his mind turned them into sonnets. He obsessed, romanticized, surrendered to fantasy that her mere presence was a prophecy unfolding. And eventually, after countless small talk stitched together with his growing desperation, she agreed to see him outside the park. Not because she was enamored, but because kindness sometimes looks like curiosity. The dates were disasters. Not outwardly, not dramatically, but quietly, silently, like a slow leak in a lifeboat. He stared too long, texted too often, waited too eagerly. His admiration mutated into obsession. She wasn't a woman anymore. She was an emotional hostage trapped inside the pedestal he had built for her. The climax? A trembling confession that felt more like a plea than a proposal. Her reply was gentle, merciful. "I think we're better off as friends." And just like that, the pedestal cracked. He didn't stop. He tried again. And again, the more she pulled away, the more he scrambled to hold on. Until eventually, she vanished, not out of malice, but self-preservation. Where did he fall? Not in love, but into patterns that destroy connection. The errors weren't in what he felt, but how he carried it. The first dagger, he plunged into his own chances, worshiping her beauty like it was divinity. A man of true depth never trembles before surface-level charm. When you let looks intoxicate your judgment, you become replaceable. A man of value doesn't drool. He observes. He evaluates. He measures beyond the skin. Women don't remember the ones who admire their face. They remember the ones who admire their essence. Second, agreeing with everything she said. Being a yes man is the fastest route to the pit called irrelevance. When your opinion bends like a blade of grass in her wind, you lose the magnetic edge of self-respect. Real attraction comes from polarity. Fire meets water, not fog. Third, he thirsted for approval, like a man stranded in a desert. Approval is a slow poison of desire. The moment a woman feels you need her validation, the game is over. Value must be asserted, not begged for. The art is in listening to her, but never in performing for her applause. He also made the fatal error of overexposing his intent too soon. Romance is not lightning, it's friction. Sparks aren't born from a single declaration, but from unspoken mysteries. Telling her too early that he liked her didn't win her over. It ended the chase. Certainty kills seduction. Desire dies when there's nothing left to guess. And worst of all, he tried to fix her, comfort her, be her emotional janitor. But women don't want a repairman. They want a companion. Someone who listens without always offering solutions. When you become her personal therapist, you become a side character in her story, not the lead. She doesn't need a hero. She needs someone who gets it. Now let's talk about the cold error of faking disinterest. It's a tactic many use but few understand. The mystery isn't in pretending not to care. It's in caring strategically. Interest must dance with restraint. A compliment followed by a challenge. A smile followed by silence. Disinterest isn't about pushing her away. It's about making her wonder why you haven't pulled her close. Then came the moment he revealed his struggles, his insecurities, his scars. Vulnerability, when timed wrong, is a weight that sinks even the strongest ship. He didn't share them as a strength. He dumped them at her feet like baggage. A real man reveals his wounds like battle stories, not tear-stained letters. You don't confess weakness, you command it. And yet another nail in his coffin. Saying yes to everything. Predictability is the enemy of intrigue. You want to keep her engaged? Don't be her echo. Be her plot twist. Let her earn your yes. Give her a reason to chase you. Let the dialogue be a duel, not a monologue of appeasement. Lastly, he let her control his emotions. Her attention dictated his joy. Her silence triggered his panic. That's not affection, that's submission. Emotional self-control is the final test. If she can provoke your anger, she controls your narrative. A man who is shaken by a woman's mood will never be seen as her equal. He will be pitied or tolerated, but never desired. By the time she stopped showing up to the park, he wasn't just heartbroken. He was dismantled. What he thought was love was just the echo of his loneliness being amplified by beauty. His lesson? Attraction is not about effort. It's about balance, self-respect, timing, the absence of desperation. And that man, the one who stood still while the world walked past him, that man was me. So let this be your warning, your awakening, your playbook written in scars. Don't be like I was. Don't chase illusions. Don't build temples on temporary moments. Be a man whose presence is a storm, not a shadow chasing sunlight. So tell me, where did it all start for you? Was it the pedestal, the overexposure, the need for validation? Drop your moment of clarity in the comments. What part of this story mirrored your own journey? And if you're tired of being the one who feels too much and gets too little, subscribe. Your rise doesn't start with her. It starts with you.